funny, but I never really feel it work until the streetlights come on.
Duty's the same, day or night. Evening, Mrs. Poonan. After you get a few calluses on your feet, you'll realize that being a cop is a 24-hour-a-day job.
I only get paid for 8.
Maybe so, but when people know that you're a cop, you have to act like one, on duty or off.
Suppose you're right. I don't think my wife is going to like that approach.
Hey, Mike. Hi.
His name is Mike?
I call everybody Mike. Now, Mike, I'm telling you for the last time, you gotta keep this space clear or I'll have to give you a summons.
But I just unpacked the stuff. I only got 2 hands.
If you had 2 heads, I'd have to tell them both every delivery day. It's against the law to litter the sidewalk.
Okay. I clean it up. Everything. Soon as I take care of Ms. Manelli.
All right. You can always tell whether it's Monday or Thursday.
How do you mean?
That's just delivery days, always the same.
Why don't you write him up once?
Nah, it's a $50 fine.
Teach him a lesson.
Well, it's a lot of money for a man like Mike. Besides, he always cleans it up when I tell him.
But he keeps breaking the law.
Oh, bending. He just bends it a little, Eddie. There's a difference. That's the nice thing about the law. When a man like Mike has to lean on it for a little support, it bends. That's been my job around here. Now, it's yours.
Here he comes.
Mike, what's this all about?
We wanted to advise you, all of us. We wanted you to know that we're sorry you're leaving us. You've been a great cop on this beat, Otto. They don't make them like you anymore. And after you retire next week, why, whatever you do, wherever you go, we want you to know our best wishes go with you. Of course, we didn't always like you, but we're going to miss you.
That's a fine. Oh, now, Mike, you know, I never drink on duty.
Oh, just once. Just for once. Go on, Otto. I'll check back in 20 minutes. Young boy. Young boy.
Young boy.
Boy, he's a jolly good fellow. Boy, he's a jolly good fellow. Boy, he's a jolly good fellow.
I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm sorry.
That's lovely. You're very talented. You must come over and decorate my apartment.
You call that pigpen you live in an apartment?
Hey, what are you talking about? I mean, only last month I washed the dishes.
Okay, sir, I'll pass the word.
You talking about the mess, but you ain't by the beat, though.
at the store.
So, to keep the night crew alive.
He also killed a cop.
Hello, Claire. I'm sorry. Yeah, something came up. Yeah, it's important. Honey, hold the turkey. I don't know when I'll be home. Somebody killed a cop.
They found it down the street. Police model 38. Been fired 5 times.
Eddie's were still in his hand. Fired only twice.
Did you get a shot at the guy?
No.
How long you been a cop?
30 years next week. I told you.
Yeah, I know. You were busy.
I had a drink of wine with the neighbors. Got Eddie killed.
Look, Foreman, why don't you call him for relief, man, and going home?
What have I got to go home to?
All right, Mary, let's take it again. You were the closest. You saw him shoot the clerk. You must remember something about it. Mary, this man killed somebody. Now, once they do that, they usually do it again. You wouldn't want to feel responsible if you shot somebody else, would you?
They kill witnesses.
They who?
The mob.
He's not a mobster, Mary. He's a common thief. He shot because he was scared.
But he might have friends.
Mary, a killer who kills a cop has no friends, nowhere. Now, how tall do you think he was?
He was short, and he was husky. I think he was young. He tried to sound old, but he didn't.
That's fine. Now, what else?
That's all I can remember. Honest it is. Honest it is.
Okay. I'll take her home.
Right. Thank you, Mary.
Well, I had to go to court and testify.
We'll have to catch somebody first.
Do you have anything more to add? Have you ever seen him in this neighborhood before?
Well, we only moved here a month before last.
Will he be all right, officer?
Who'll be all right?
Oh, the boy that was shot.
She means the clerk.
No, I think so. I understand the wound is not too serious.
Poor child. He was so brave, too.
Yes, ma'am, he certainly was.
Oh, and that young policeman. Was he a friend of yours?
No, ma'am, I didn't know him.
Oh, the way he charged right after that robber. I don't know why the other one didn't shoot him, too.
What other one?
The other policeman. Well, that car passed him right by. He had his gun out, but he never shot at him.
Come on, Betty. If the officers are through with us, I think we ought to go home.
Oh, well, I suppose so. Still, I do think it's a little odd. Don't you think it's odd?
Well, I guess I didn't notice. If it's all right,
Oh, yeah, sure, you can go. Thank you.
One of the officers outside will take you home if you want.
thank you very much. Thank you.
Bert, where is the beat cop?
I don't know, Steve. He was right here a minute ago.
They found the car. Stolen? What else? Now, where did they find it?
Ditched in a dead-end alley out near Emerson. Fine way to spend an anniversary. Eddie Haynes would feel real sorry for me.
There's a time to take us down to the laboratory. Tell them I want to run through. Don't rule it out.
Blood.
Yeah. Hey, Steve. Who's bleeding good, sir?
Hey, over here. He was bleeding real good.
In the front, out the back.
Sergeant, better have the lab boys dust this place down for prints, too. And give them a call. Find out what's keeping them. Right.
Sergeant, wait a minute.
the register tape. And a deposit record for the bank.
$2,318.32.
That ought to buy a few friends, even for a cop gun.
He's gonna need more than a hideout.
I wonder how many doctors and drugstores there are in this part of town.
Well, there is one way to find out. You take the car, and we'll go back to the sergeant.
Hey, why don't you drop me off at the hospital? I'd like to talk to the kid who got hurt.
Yeah. Why do I always end up with the legwork?
The prettiest leg.
Yes?
Mrs. Haynes, I'm Otto Foreman. I was with Eddie when...
Please come in. I'm sorry. Won't you sit down?
Mrs. Haynes, I thought you ought to know how...
Thank you, but a man from headquarters was already here. He told me how it happened.
Eddie was a good cop, Mrs. Haynes.
That's what he wanted. I didn't. We used to argue about it. I could never understand why I didn't want a normal job like everyone else. It's the only thing we ever argued about. But it just doesn't matter anymore. Nothing does.
Mrs. Haynes, you shouldn't be alone like this. It isn't good for you. I mean, haven't you any relatives or anybody?
I don't want anybody, Mr. Foreman. Look, if I'm going to be alone, I have to start getting used to it.
He used to talk about you a lot. All the time. Mrs. Haynes, I tried to help him.
I'm sure you did. Look, if you don't mind, please. Mr. Foreman. Eddie talked a lot about you. He said you were a good cop, too. He wanted to be just like you.
Whoever swiped that gun did a good job of filing the numbers off. Right down to the nubs.
Oh, swell.
You look like you've been up all night.
Mm-hmm.
You look like it, or you have been up all night.
Both. Oh, boy, that tastes good. So we can't trace the gun, huh?
Sure we can. We're working on it now.
I thought you just said the numbers were filed.
I said that he did a good job of filing the numbers off. I didn't say we couldn't get the numbers back. Should be ready now. Let's take a look, huh? Now, we know that when they stamp the number on the gun at the factory, it affects the molecular structure of the steel at the contact point.
How does that?
Hi, Steve. How's it going?
Like new.
This is a new process. First, you polish the surface of the gun with steel wool. Then you apply some of this Fe304.
What is it?
Magnaflux. Iron, rust, and oil.
Yeah.
Then you place the gun on this horseshoe magnet. Apply a small vibrator to the magnet. And the magnet pulls the iron rust particles to the point where the number used to be. See, it's beginning to show up.
That is quite a deal.
It's nothing. Any genius could do it.
8, 4, 8, 4, 7.
Much obliged. Any luck with the gun?
Yeah, they're tracing the serial number on it now. What about the car? Any fingerprints?
Negative. Well, it was stolen, of course. The blood on the floor mat was type B.
And about the boy at the hospital? Did you talk to him? He's going to be all right. But I couldn't get much out of him. You know, the other guy had a stocking over his face. Yeah. I hear that Eddie Haynes is only married a couple of years. Yeah.
Here's some make sheets.
You got anything good?
A couple of possibles. Take a look.
So you'll know next time, gentlemen, there are 19 doctors and 12 drugstores in that area, all clean. No gunshot wounds, no suspicious characters. Anything?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Well, he's running like a rabbit, bleeding like a stuck pig. Can't go to the doctors. He's got to go somewhere.
File's closed on this one. He died in Sing Sing.
87 squad clean. Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, this gorilla.
Yeah?
Remember this bird?
Yeah, thanks. No, I'll be right here. Well, the gun he used was one of a series sold directly to the department about 6 years ago. The killer used a cop's gun. Yeah.
Did they say which cop signed for it?
No. No, they're looking up the serial number now. Well, here's one. A couple of robberies in this area. John Carter. The right age, right height. Blood type B, that checks. Yeah.
Hey, catch this psychiatrist's comments. Cop hater.
Maybe we're getting somewhere. He was paroled and discharged from parole. Yeah, that's worth a pickup, anyway.
I'll pass the word.
'87 squad, Corolla. Yeah. John, are you sure? Yeah. Thanks very much. Well, that was headquarters. They just ran down the signature opposite that serial number. So? So the gun was signed out to Otto Foreman. Can we talk to you a minute, Foreman?
I go on duty in a few minutes.
This won't take long.
If it's about the shooting, I'll file my report at the precinct.
Yeah, we read it.
Everything I know about it's in that report.
Can we come in?
Nice place you got here for me. I'm being relieved of duty, say it.
No, it's about a gun that you reported stolen 5 years ago. Serial number 8487.
Yeah. Huh. Somebody stole it out of my room while I was gone. I was off duty, so I wasn't wearing it. The report at the time said that it was in the bottom drawer of a dresser and some shirts and things. That's right. So whoever stole it didn't just find it lying out in the open. He had to dig around for it.
Or I knew where to look.
Well, what's this all about? That was 5 years ago.
Well, that gun killed Eddie Haynes.
You sure of that?
Yeah. Serial numbers were filed off, but the lab brought them out. It checks.
Well, I still don't get it. Whoever stole that gun used it last night. What does that give you? Well, we found the make sheet on a possible suspect. Age 26, height 5 feet 9, weight about 155. It's a record in the precinct, and he hates cops.
We looked up your personnel record. You have a son that fits that description. He was in trouble as a juvenile.
I have 1,000 boys fit that description.
Is this your son?
Yeah. I haven't seen him for years, since he spit in my eye and walked out. As long as his mother was alive, he hung around. She always took his part. Why did he call himself Johnny Carter? He didn't want anything from me, not even my name. He was no good. No good. I tried and tried.
Where is he now?
I told you. I haven't seen him for years.
You saw him last night. That's why you didn't shoot.
No. Whoever it was, I didn't recognize him. You didn't recognize your own son?
That car must have passed within 2 feet of you, Foreman.
The headlights were in my eyes. Everything happened so fast.
2 witnesses said you had your gun drawn, you had a clear shot, but you didn't fire. Why?
Pedestrians in the way. People swarmed all over the streets. I couldn't take a chance.
Maybe you didn't want to shoot your own son.
I'm a cop.
But he's still your son.
Look, wouldn't it be better all around if you asked to be relieved of duty? For the time being, anyway.
No, it wouldn't.
We can have you relieved, Foreman. For cause, you know that.
Look, Johnny's got a slug in him. He's hurt bad. Now, he has to get help from somebody.
Not for me.
How can you honestly say that? How can you know it? He's your own flesh and blood, Foreman.
He's a cop killer.
Could you get him down?
Anything else on your mind?
No.
You had to pass the buck to me.
Well, it's regulations, Lieutenant. In case of a question of departmental policy...
Yeah, I know. What I ought to do is have him yanked off the beat.
Oh, look, Lieutenant, he's only 5 days away from retirement. His record's clean. He's been a good cop for 30 years.
Maybe he wasn't for 30 seconds. That's all it takes.
Well, they could be telling the truth, Jim. It was night. We know the kid was wearing a stocking mask over his face. And the car headlights were probably coming right at him.
And it is a pretty crowded corner. People were probably coming out in the streets to see what was going on. Somebody could have been in his line of fire. Could have been. Maybe. Probably. Doesn't anybody around here bother with facts anymore?
His record's a fact, Jim.
So's Eddie Haynes' body. You claim he's a good cop, but he fell down, failed, right in his own family.
Well, that happens to a lot of fathers, Jim.
All right, you've made your point. We'll let it ride with Foreman. But the both of you know it's a long shot using him for bait. His son may never come near him.
Well, he just might. He hasn't got anyplace else to go.
Okay, but keep a close watch. I don't want him to have to make the big decision. Just in case he might decide wrong.
Oh, Otto, when's the funeral? I mean, the young man, your partner.
Tomorrow.
Some of us thought we might like to send flowers. How's his wife taking it?
She never wanted him to be a cop.
Nobody blames you, Otto.
Morning, Otto. Everything quiet? Yeah, everything's quiet. Look, Otto, that Eddie Haynes thing. This could happen to any of us. You know that. Thanks, Dan. We're all pulling for you to get first crack at the punk that did it.
Mr. Foreman, I'm Fred Jameson. I used to live in this neighborhood when I was a kid. Don't you remember me?
No. What can I do for you?
Well, I used to know your son.
I asked, what can I do for you?
Well, I wondered if you'd seen this. It just came out. That's your son, Mr. Foreman. Well, I don't need you to verify it. That isn't why I'm here.
Why are you here?
I'm a reporter. Well, I'm not exactly. I just get paid for anything that they use that I turn in. And I figure this story will put me on the payroll full time.
Get out!
Look, Mr. Foreman, I'm going to write the story anyway, and I remember enough about Johnny to make it a pretty good story, but with your help, I could really ring the bell. You know, personal stuff, like maybe a picture of him when he was a kid.
Shut up!
Look, Mr. Foreman, I'm just trying to do my job. It's my big chance. I'm sitting on top of a big scoop.
Get out before I throw you down the stairs.
Okay. Okay. I was going to give you a break. Now I'm going to make you look bad, too.
I'll
I'll see who it is.
What do you mean I can't phone in the story? I'm a reporter.
Look, mister, we're trying to catch a murderer. Now, we have good reason to believe that he'll show up here. If you splash it all over the paper that we know that he's Foreman's son, he'll never show up.
That's your problem.
Look, all the reporters I know, and I know most of them play ball with us on a thing like this.
If you try and interfere with
I'll
me...
see your credentials.
Let me see yours. Yeah, well, I don't have mine with me right now.
Or in other words, you're not a reporter.
Well, I'm not exactly, but...
You know what I think? I think you're trying to tip the murderer off that we know who he is. I'd call that being an accessory.
Now, wait a minute.
You wait a minute. You got some explaining to do down at headquarters.
Wait, look, you can't do this to me.
Oh, you want to bet?
Look, I know my rights.
Oh, sure. Tell us all about it down at headquarters.
Yeah, well, look, wait, please. Look, all I was trying to do was get myself a break with the paper. I figured if I got this scoop, they'd give me a regular job. That's all I was after, really.
Well, now, if that's the case...
Oh, it's the truth, I swear.
Look, I'll tell you what. You stick with us, and if we nab the guy, then you can have even a bigger scoop. Okay?
You got yourself a deal.
Let's go. But if you get near that telephone booth...
Hello, Pop. Long time no see.
Put it down. You killed one cop. That's enough.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me. I got a rest, Pop. I figured there's no place like home.
You got no home, cop killer.
Look, I'm your son, remember that? I'm your little boy, Johnny.
You're nothing. Even with a gun.
Well, that's your gun. I got your gun twice. You're supposed to be a big, smart cop. Just a dumb flatfoot.
How did you get in here?
Same way I used to get out when I was a kid. Over the roof next door. It still didn't fix the lock on that skylight yet.
Johnny.
Okay. Now you give me the speech. I'm a bad boy. I've been a disgrace to my father. My father, the cop. Living badge.
Forget that.
Forget what? Your crummy lectures? This crummy place here?
I'll get you a doctor.
You got nobody. Nobody, you hear me? You always wanted me dead ever since the first time a cop hauled me into the station.
I never wanted you dead. I did the best I could. Sometimes that wasn't so
But I
easy.
had all your lousy lectures I care to listen to.
You wouldn't listen.
Shut up. Make me some coffee.
Steve, what do you really think?
About what? Foreman. Don't.
You got any idea of throwing that coffee in my face? And get over it.
I wouldn't waste it on you.
That's better. Now you fix me something to eat. Okay?
You don't need that. I'll feed you.
You're getting soft. After it gets dark, you're gonna help me get out of town.
When you leave here, it'll be under arrest.
No, I won't. You're gonna help me get out of here. I swear I'll...
You'll what? Kill another cop?
But don't answer it.
The landlady knows I'm here. I've got to answer it.
Foreman, it's Corella.
Who is he?
Detective.
Would you get rid of him? You try to tip him off. You're both dead.
I'm coming.
Well,
What do you want?
did you read this morning's papers?
I saw the headline.
Well, that stuff about shoot on sight, that's not official. The papers went a little strong on it.
Why tell me?
Well, you're an interested party. I thought you might want to know. We're going to try to bring him in alive.
I'm off duty till 6 o'clock tonight. If I run into him after that, I'll bring him in.
What about between now and 6?
You really meant that? What you just told him?
I figure by 6 o'clock I'll pick you up and carry you out.
I think he's got company.
Johnny?
All I know is he wasn't about to let me in that room. Let's drive around the block.
Might as well sit down and eat.
Unit 136 to Control. Control, give me Lieutenant Burns.
Burns speaking.
Jim, this is Steve. Looks like our long shot paid off, only I think our boy got there first. Better send me some more men to help seal off the block. Now, I don't know whose side Foreman is on, but I don't want to bust in until we have to.
Stay where you are. What are you staring at me for?
I was just trying to figure back when it was that everything went wrong between us.
You mean when you started hating my guts?
I never hated you. I hated what you turned into.
Save it, will you? Give me a match. Just toss it to me from over there. I know one thing's bugging you. No matter how tough you try to be, you can't forget that I'm your son.
You're counting on that, aren't you?
why I'm here. You know, if you turn me in this time, it won't just be a manslaughter rap. It'll be the chair.
I know that.
Well, you're thinking about it a while. You know the old wheeze about how blood's thicker than water?
I've heard it.
Well, think about it. We have plenty of time.
Please.
What's the matter?
There's nothing to be alarmed about, ma'am, but we want everybody out of the building.
But why? What's happening?
If you'll just come out the back door.
Julia?
Oh, quiet.
Hey, Ma, why don't we go in and get him?
There's no hurry. Just wait till he comes out.
Suppose the father comes out with him.
Well, we'll play it by ear.
What time is it?
I don't go on duty for a long time yet. You'll never make it, Johnny.
I told you I'll make it.
Not much longer. Why did you do it, Johnny?
Knock it off.
I can understand shooting a man when you're cornered. I can figure that. But trying to run over him after he was lying in the street, was that for kicks?
I told you to knock it off.
Was it me you saw lying there? Is that why you did it? Were you trying to strike back at me through Eddie Haynes?
Look, you and me, we got nothing to talk about. We never did.
Okay. I made mistakes. I was over 35 years old when you were born. Maybe I didn't know how to handle kids.
You can say that again.
Let me tell you something. Maybe I was too hard on you when you were a kid. But the world is full of a lot of guys who had it a lot rougher than you did. But you're not a kid anymore. You're listed on the books as a male adult. You know what that means? It means you're supposed to be a man. So quit blaming everybody else because you haven't got what it takes.
I got what it takes right here in my hand. So don't you try to pull anything.
I don't have to. All I have to do is wait for you to fall on your face.
I'm not going to make it that easy on you. You want to take me in, you're going to have to do it the hard way. Pop.
Relax. Get it over with.
Don't you come any closer.
Use that gun or hand it over.
I'll kill you. Look, I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
Get him out of my house. How's the report coming?
Return just a minute.
Patrolman Otto Foreman deserves full credit for capturing the armed and dangerous suspect without endangering the lives of other officers and civilians. His conduct was in keeping with the highest tradition of the police force. How about that?
Turkey hash and turkey soup? No, we love it. No, we all love it. I'll be home as soon as I can. Yeah, we'll hurry. All right, goodbye. Fellas, remember, we all love turkey hash and turkey soup.
Hey, I can't find it. Have you guys seen it?
What?
The champagne. If one of those meatheads in the night shirt...
Looking for this? Knowing your fellow officers as I do.
Yes, my work of art.
Wait.
I'll take it.
It's his.
Happy anniversary, Maya.